So this is going to be a jam-packed BFREE Monday. We've got Linda Jensen and Michelle. They're zooming in literally at 6:30 a.m. all the way from Nashville for our global celebration. So girls, just give me the 1 minute update from your point of view of what celebration's been like this year. And I know that you two have just had an all expenses paid trip as well. So what's the feeling? And then we'll kick into getting some takeaways from the event so far.
It's incredible. So yesterday was the opening day. There's 20,000 people in this place. They had blocked off streets.
I was first in.
Michelle was first into the stadium thing. It is like Taylor Swift's concert.
Wow.
I'm not freaking kidding you. You know, I don't know, don't worry. If anyone went to Taylor Swift's concert, you got these little band things that were controlled technology by controlled lighting.
What?
It is, yeah.
You wear them on your wrist.
And it lights up all around the stadium. It is epic. They change colours. Oh, it is absolutely epic. 20,000 people here. And this arena is, it is just.
What, like Rod Laver? Bigger than Rod Laver.
Yeah, and like a freaking Taylor Swift concert. Like all your lights, your video things right up really high. Like it's just, honestly, it is crazy.
That's insane. And so what happened from the time you got picked up, Linda? So you got picked up at the airport and you've been pampered along the way. Just give us an idea of what that feels like.
Yeah, 1 minute. Not going to happen, Mandy. So we get picked up at the airport, we get brought to the Omni, and we check in and we're given individual rooms. So Michelle's sharing, she brought her sister, she's obviously sharing with her, but I've got a king bed on the 15th floor of this beautiful hotel.
We can't show you.
Kids are at home.
Yeah, the kids are at home, Dan's working. And then they give us a $100 room credit.
Every room.
Every single room, $100 room credit because we're tired, you know.
Little things,
so
right?
we just found this bar downstairs, went and had a few beers and some crappy American food to eat. That was the first night. And then we come back to our rooms and there's like these bags, chock-a-block full of product, all product, and a blender, one of the new American blenders.
Yep.
And with a card to say meet us in the lobby at 9:15 in the morning. We're taking you to a secret location, whatever. So they pick us up, they take us there, and they
the boots.
And they take us, they rock up to these French's Boots, which we're told, here's a $150 voucher, buy any pair of boots or any hats or anything in the store is on us, up to $150 worth.
That was every person, even a little 4-year-old got one.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. The generosity of this company. I've been part of another network marketing company for 10 years and I've never been gifted the way this company gifts you.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely incredible.
Mm.
Yeah.
The generosity, overwhelming.
Well, let's go to you, Michelle. Let's talk about your experience coming into this. So we got Linda's 1 minute version. But what was it like for you? Because I know you're, like you said, you partnered with a different company, and then I remember when we were chatting 6 to 12 months ago to where you are now. Yeah.
Sorry, start again. I missed that question.
No, I was just saying, what's your experience of this trip so far?
Well, I sort of roughly knew what to expect because I had been to a global conference before, but I went on my own, not as an award winner or whatever. But yeah, just the generosity here has absolutely blown me away. To have be acknowledged, you know, no matter what level you're at, how everyone, there's no hierarchy in this company. That blows my mind. And just everyone's equal, to be just sitting there chatting to Mac and Beck and Cooper, and they were all genuinely really interested in making sure that you're okay, like that everyone's covered and looked after. It doesn't matter who you are. Like that's what blows my mind. That makes you want to come. You know, I don't know. Like it's just, why would you leave?
Yeah,
it's just mind blowing.
And how do you think that sort of feels? Like, how do you see that level of generosity at the top level in terms of, you know, the organisation? How do you think that's going to filter down into you and how you help and serve your people?
Well, I know what it feels like, how to be, you know, to be appreciated and be, so just it's something, it's the little things. Like I actually shared with Linda, I rang Linda up a few weeks ago bawling because, you know, I was absolutely bawling like snot bubbles. Linda, I'd got a phone call from head office just to congratulate me from becoming a manager, and I burst into tears on the phone to the lady, and she says to me, I just said, "Are you for real?" Like, I could not believe it. So I was just crying. I said, I've been a part of another network marketing company. It'll be 10 years this October, and I've never received acknowledgement or phone call or anything, and I was absolutely beside myself. It's those little things that you know, just make it a big thing. Because a phone call, and I was off my chops.
But it's so important, isn't it, for the people we care for and serve at, you know, on a person-to-person level, like the acknowledgement, the celebration. Like there's a common book that we have through our entire community called The Go-Giver by Bob Berg, and that is like culturally embedded in this entire, you know, organisation and our people, right? So I think that's so cool to touch on, Michelle, because it is a value. It's a values thing, right? And it's the small things that make the big difference, right? Like a phone call.
Exactly.
So that's epic.
That Go-Giver is one of my favourite books, actually. Yeah,
absolutely. And so what we might do now, first of all, Michelle, thanks for sharing that. And Linda, thanks for, girls, getting up at, what is it? Is it literally 6:30 a.m. there?
Yeah.
And obviously no sleep, like you were saying before, Linda. You've got your hat on, you've got your cowboy boots on, 3 hours sleep to jump on and really serve these guys and share the messages from Global Celebration. So thanks again for you guys. That's epic.
That's our pleasure. It's been fun.
All right, so let's rock and roll. Let's get top 5 things, takeaways from you so far, Linda, from this entire or the celebration so far, just to give the guys at home who haven't maybe had the chance to get there this year, just some insights that they might be able to use. Obviously, we've picked up a couple already, but what would be 5 things that you reckon you've taken away so far?
Oh, that we're absolutely with the best, the right company, right vehicle. Absolutely, number 1. Number 2 would be what they pour into us is phenomenal. So that Nick Vujic, the guy with no arms, no legs, from Melbourne, actually, he spoke at the leadership meeting yesterday, and my notes are over there. Can you quickly? In that little blue book. Oh, look, Roz, you're really testing me after 30 minutes of sleep.
You're right. Speak from the heart. It's all good.
Attitude of gratitude, without a doubt. And it's with your gratitude, it's not just about your materialistic things. Takeaways. That one. Obstacles are opportunities.
Hey, challenges to overcome. Yep.
Yes, obstacles are opportunities, and they e-spray really quickly. Can you tell? And failure is education.
Yeah. Because we can't expect to get it right the first time, can we? And if we do,
never. And it's every master was once a disaster.
Yeah.
Guess who led the leadership meeting?
You or David Wood?
Oh, David Wood.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So takeaways, and then sort of from the convention.
It hasn't really started yet. We just had the introduction.
Yeah. But you know what? They really source the best people for our company as well.
Yeah.
So the CEO of the company spoke last night on the oils, and he is from he was previously with another oil company. So they source the right leadership for us.
Yeah, from the top down to make sure we got, again, the right values, the right knowledge. Yeah, that's powerful. So you said, so your 5 things, Linda, was one was just the reinforcement to you through the generosity that this is the right vehicle. So, you know, Isagenix is an amazing company, but we've all got to make the decision that that's the partnership that we want in our lives, right? There are a lot of other amazing companies out there, but you were like, wow, this is the right vehicle for me. The generosity, you talked about, both Michelle and Linda, about the generosity of, you know, even the amount of giving that you get, not just for winning the competition, but also just on a day-to-day level. The attitude of gratitude, so, you know, and not just for the material things like the money, it's the gratitude for the people, the leadership, all that type of stuff. You talked about failures and obstacles as things to overcome or learning experiences. And you also, you know, talked about David from the leadership meeting. And if you haven't been to a David Wood event, man, you got to get there, because he just makes, he normalizes it, doesn't it? He goes, every master was once a disaster, gives us permission to fail, and he gives us permission to learn, right? And I'm pretty sure that everyone that goes to his events ends up somewhere better for it, even if they don't stick with this company, just the learnings and the way that he makes it 80% about the person, right? So they're your 5 takeaways. Anything else to add on that, Linda?
No, I don't think so.
Can I just say, Roz, you know, when you said about the failure thing, I don't think you ever fail. You've been dealt stuff that you get dealt it because you can deal with it, and that's what helps you grow and learn and, you know, go from there.
Yeah, 100%.
And
on that note,
that was another thing you said about.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, let's come over to you, Michelle. And do you want to share 5 takeaways from your point of view? What are some things that, you know,
I haven't had the training.
Hey?
Doesn't matter.
I didn't have training yesterday.
That's okay.
So,
just in general,
even, my
you mentioned a couple of things.
So, well, just that I feel like, and focus on what you can control, like not sweating that small stuff. Sometimes we really stress about stuff that we have no control over. So don't put your energy there. Like, you know, we had this conversation last night. Yeah. And just saying, you know, like, you've been given this, there's just different little things that come up and they're thrown at you just to see what you're going to do with them. And if you can step up and rise up and overcome that, you know, that just takes you to that next level where you need to be. So everything sort of happens to just prepare you for that next little level that you've got to overcome so that you can help others. That's probably my biggest thing. And about the generosity, like, I've been able to bring my sister along, and she was blown away that she was gifted exactly the same amount of stuff that we were gifted. That's just insane. Yeah. So and just the small things, just little things that, like I said, that phone call, you know, you might not think that means much to anyone. Could be just a quick message to say, hey, I appreciate you, or that sort of stuff. Yeah.
So basically the biggest things you're talking about here, like in terms of takeaways, one, again, it comes back to the generosity, number one. Yeah. You know, and I don't think a lot of people actually know this, but 50% of all the profit that Isagenix makes, they give back to their people, and they set that as a percentage from day one. So that even as they've grown from $1 million to $2 million to $100 million to set to be $1 billion company and in sales in 1 year, it's still 50%. So what that means is, like, if you look forward, and we're looking at this, you know, launched in 14 out of 88 registered countries, they're set to do $5 billion in sales in the next couple of years. So they're growing, you know, that pool is growing bigger, which means they have to find more ways to give back to their people, right? So, you know, as an example, you said, you know, your sister could come for free on the trip. Like, if I won a competition, I said, hey, can my girlfriend, cousin, sister, brother come for free. They're like, hell no, you won the competition, as if we're going to, you know, double the amount of stuff we're going to give it to another person, right? But everyone had that opportunity. So you also talked about energy, so not sweating the small stuff and focusing on the things that you can control. And I think that was super powerful, because I think we waste so much energy focusing on things that we, you know, that are so outside our control, and it doesn't matter, right? And I think we all relate to that. So that's a shift in mindset. You also talked about how network marketing, you've been with another company for 10 years and, you know, you've never felt the way you felt being partnered with a conscious enterprise like this. And I think that's a powerful little reminder that you're in, like, we're in the right place, right? And I've got a lot of partnerships in who I am and what I do, but I had the same feeling. So did you want to add something there, Michelle?
Oh, the A in Isogenics. I didn't realise that stood for associates. So exactly what you know, the little hands.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly what you were saying was about them putting, you know, all that money into their associates. Like, I actually didn't realise that that's what the A really stood for. So
wow, I didn't know that either.
Oh, and I learned something too about Kathy Cooper.
Yeah.
So when she used to get paid by, was that her last company?
Oh, yeah.
When she, or her job or something, when she used to get paid, when we got paid a check, she used to race to the bank and cash it in, because she was so sure that the company was going to go under and she would be left with no money. Like, she wouldn't be able to cash in a check. So they spoke a lot about uncertainty in the world of employment. And that the 79 million, what was that? 79 million US households will be in this. No, there's some stupid statistic. They're all on my photos.
That's
I don't
okay.
know, something.
You can share them in the group later. We get the point, though.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you're saying that a high percentage of families in America have that uncertainty around their finances, right? And you know, and I'm sure we can all relate. Like, who's already helped one person and see an email just show up in their email the next week, whether you ask for it or not ask for it, they said, "Hey, here's the money." It's freaking powerful, right? So, and just the last thing on what you said, Michelle, which I think was really powerful to touch on, was the power of small. So you said the power of a phone call, which put you into tears, right? So, you know, we've all got the Isopulse app for our crew, and it just makes me remember and go, well, what is the power of a message? What is the power of a little voice message, a little memo, a celebration, to reach down and say, hey, like, congrats on, you know, getting through your first 30 days, like, congrats for your first fasting day. And I can see how that can make such a difference. And the way that happens from the top down means that it's a culture, and it's up to us to keep that going. So I reckon that was really important as well there, Michelle.
Yeah, I think too, security, which was when you touched on the money and the running the check, that to know you're in a really financially secure company, that just gives you that comfort and that freedom to know that, hey, I don't have to stress about that. When I said about stressing the small stuff, that's probably big stuff, but you know, it's not something that we can control, but to know that we're so financially secure in this company that is just, you know, because you don't know whether in a normal job if next week you're going to be redundant.
And do you know what a lot of people don't know about that as well is because Isogenics is a family business. It's a privately owned entity. It's not in the stock market. It's not anything like that. So when I had the GFC, this was one of the only companies that actually grew during the GFC. And what they actually did on the back end of their compensation plan was, rather than reducing the amount of money they're giving to their associates, guess what they did? They increased it because they knew that they were going to be under more financial pressure. So that's the type of integrity that we have here. And like that, I remember seeing that and like looking at the statistics and for all that, and seeing the response of the owners to that perceived problem. Most people would go into scarcity. They stayed in abundance. They stayed in high vibration. So for me, that gave me a security that if I'm in a conscious enterprise that is like the leaders are vibrating at that level, and they can do that when the rest of the world is being tested, and to not see that dip, not to buy into what the rest of the world was doing, and to set up systems so they are separate to that, that's been the biggest lesson for me as a young business person, as a young entrepreneur, because it teaches me so much about how to build something and to have something that is going to be a legacy. And knowing that this is something that's willable to kids. And you've probably met people as well, Linda and Michelle, along the way who, the parents have passed away. So they've actually given their business center to the younger son or the sibling, and now they're coming and learning how to run the business. And I think that's really cool to know in terms of security as well, just to touch on that point. But listen, girls, what I'd love to do is just open the floor to you. Is there anything else you want to ask to the group? Is there anything else you want to add? Because what I really want to do is just capture the essence of you girls being in Nashville, wearing your cowboy boots, wearing your hat, Linda, which is epic, and just share that excitement with the crew. So, because I plan on being there next year with you. I'm sorry I can't be there this year.
Oh, it is just, there is down the boulevard, which is 2 blocks away, which is where they've got like honky tonk bar after honky tonk after honky tonk.
And they start drinking at 10 o'clock.
Oh, they start drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, it is just insane. That street is lined with, how we would have Christmas decorations? They're lined with Isogenics banners. It is...
Wow.
We've taken over.
Isogenics have taken over this city. It is unbelievable. But also the amount of people, like I've just been prospecting my ass off like you wouldn't believe. Every Uber, every person, they call themselves servers, every server, everyone. But none of them have heard of Isogenics.
Crazy.
None of them have heard of Isogenics. Like, the amount of people who do not know what is there for them is just unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's powerful because we had a chat about this the other day, in that so many people, like the people with the most integrity, say the least. So, network marketing is something that anyone can do, right? And what tends to happen is the certain fools, the ones that come in, want to make the quick money, they go out and blast it, right? And they can actually turn a lot of people off. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who are so scared and they're not talking to anybody. But the truth is not everybody has heard about it. And that is such an amazing thing to come from the country of origin, where you're in Texas. And, there's honky-tonk bars and people drinking beers at 10 o'clock, and health and wellness companies come in there and still nobody has heard of it, right? So I find that astonishing. And it's a good reminder, I guess, for all of us that we shouldn't be afraid to have the conversation with the right integrity.
Yeah, and this is exactly right. It's not being afraid to have the conversation, because we actually really have something that can help so many people get their health back or change their financial situation.
Buy groceries.
In Michelle's case. So that kind of just blew me away. I got into an Uber last night. We'd just been out for dinner, and I said, how many Isogenics people have asked for your number? And he said, none. I said, oh, right, excellent. And then I went into but I thought, no, I'm not going to prospect this guy if he's been prospected by 20 other people. But and he said not one.
And maybe he just thought you wanted his number because he was a good-looking guy, and you're Linda, so that seems.
Linda. Someone said to me the other day, that is such an Australian name, Linda. Okay. And the other thing is that Nashville is. Hey,
we had reserved seating.
Oh yeah, the bachelorette party capital of the world.
Wow.
My God. There are some drunk women around this joint.
Yep, they need a detox the next day, maybe some fasting, get their digestive system back on track.
They need some fasting, they need some cleansing, and nearly all of them that I've spoken to and connected with on social media, they're all mums.
Yeah, and maybe the timing isn't right now to do a detox, right? They'll do the retox, then they'll do the detox when they go home.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And also childcare here in the States is really, really, really expensive. Yeah. So it's almost impossible for one half of for one half of the relationship to go and work. So they either have to work at home, they either have to have a job that is flexible and allows them to work from home, or they don't work at all.
And I think you've hit the nail on the head, Linda, because that's huge, because it's like you've actually identified a real problem. So for people to actually take it on as a business, you've actually identified what their problem is, not what we think it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I've just had a reminder. Here we go. I've just had a reminder saying, Isogenic celebration. Don't forget to bring your LED bright bracelet and IsoLife success plan to today's action-packed day of training. So those LED bracelets, where is it? Oh, it's somewhere. I've just had a thing.
Hey girls, just to finish off, because I'm just going to be mindful of time, and obviously you've got to kick into your day. But so winning this competition for you guys, for you ladies to be there, all expenses paid. Just sum it up. Like, how simple was it for you to get there, or how hard was it, or what amount of work was actually required to, Linda, you've got to, I think, director is that, or director executive. Michelle's at manager. I know you were in a team with the Lovies. What did it actually take to get to celebration, all expenses paid?
Well, I was blown away how bloody easy it was, to tell you the truth.
Yes.
And Roz, you know my story. Well, some people on here do. Like, I was struggling. I couldn't even buy groceries before Isogenics. Like, to actually go into a grocery shop was ridiculous, let alone going on a bloody holiday. So my actual driving factor was, I thought the other girls wanted it so bad. I didn't think I would ever earn it for me. So I just did it to help the team, not realising I think I was the second to qualify out of the team.
Yeah. And how many people did you help in that time? Like, personally help?
Yeah. I haven't even worked that out.
No, I haven't either.
I have not worked that out, but
20, 30, 10, 15?
Yeah. Easy. Between 15 and 20, and then it was all the trailing point from and then it was all the trailing points from those people on their auto ship. So it's the same thing for Fiji.
The retention.
So look, it's reward for effort, absolutely. I'm not going to tell you that it was a walk in the park like Michelle will, but I actually, look, it was easy, but I think I probably complicated it for myself a little bit more than I had to. I put myself under a lot of pressure.
Yep.
But I was also afraid too of letting the team down.
Yep.
Because it was a team thing. So I think
the consistent effort. It was just that consistent effort that you talk about, those 3 phone calls, those whatever, but whatever you do it consistently and do it daily.
That's it. It's just it's not rocket science. It is not rocket science. The same thing is Fiji. So what kind of so with the BV we needed to qualify,
10,000.
was 7,000
each individually.
Which Manny knew that, but because it was a team thing, I think it was 45,000 as the team.
Yeah.
Was sort of, the final, but we, I think, got about 55 or 50, no, I don't know, maybe not that much. Yeah, 52 or 53,000 BV. So I think Jamie was the lowest qualifier, and she got probably only maybe around 8,000. Wow. Michelle and I were pretty close together with about 9.5, 9,500. The Lovies were only, and there's 2 of them working it. They just over 10,000, I think. So no, it's not crazy, mans. Fiji is 10,000 just
for one of you to go.
Yeah, for one of you to go. And then, you've seen it. You've seen the thing. But it's pretty much, it's for your 4 levels from any enrolments from the 30th of June on. So anyone you enroll now, any orders that or any people that they enroll 4 levels deep,
Yep.
you earn points on. So in this time, they'll probably do another shake drop as well. So all the shakes, extra shakes, need to be ordered through somebody who's been enrolled in that time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and because we went mad with the last shake drop because that all of those points. Put them in the bottom person. Yeah. So all of that all adds up. I mean, seriously, we were halfway there after, like, I don't know, 6 weeks. Halfway through the competition.
Yeah, and girls, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab that for the simplicity of everyone listening, like Mandy. I see Liz and Brett, Andrew, Jody, Tully. So for the Fiji promotion, and like if you've done the numbers, like the girls basically helped 15 to 20 people to win an all expenses paid trip to Celebration. So you look at that next year, and like for that promotion, you get like 3 to 4 months to help 15 to 20 people. You break that down, it's sort of like 5 people a month. And if you do it as a team, it can become quite easy. So all you have to do is ask yourself, do you want to help 5 people per month? Fiji's the same. You want an all expenses paid trip or a trip to Fiji. We've got the details in the BFREE group. But again, you can either look at it and go, well, I can help 30 people by myself before October 28th, or I can help, 10 people get involved and order every month for those 3 months, and you'll get the repeat business volume. Or you can help those 10 people, help a couple, 2 people each, and you get 30 people anyway, and you get the business volume. So it's like, what's the quickest way to help 30 people? What's the quickest way to get people into your team, and then to also help them have a 1 month, a 2 month, a 3 month, a 4 month, which is an ISOBody challenge result, transformation, right? So that's the simplicity of what you girls are saying. I think that makes this sound really easy. And Michelle, the key point was the 3-3-3-3, right? Talking to 3 new people, having a conversation out of integrity, but then also following up with the 3 people, the phone calls, the doing things, the nice things for people, the go-giver. And that was all you had to do. Leverage ISOPulse, work as a team, leverage the community, jump on training calls like this every Monday, get to events, and it becomes quite an easy gig, right? Would that sort of sum it up in its simplicity, Linda and Michelle?
Easy, yeah.
And plugging in. You knocked the nail on the head there. Keep plugging in to keep that motivation going, and that was a big key factor. We plugged in daily. Yeah. Because at the end of it, you're I'm tired. Well, do you want this or don't you? Get on that call.
Yep. Come in. All right. Well, ladies, I'm gonna round this one up, but can everyone just unmute yourselves and give some love to these girls that got up really early in the morning to do this for us. So I just wanted to thank you.
Thanks, chicks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks for jumping on.
See, Michelle,
incredibly
dressed up in our t-shirt.
We had to wear our poxy t-shirt.
Nah, I love it.
What were you doing, guys?
And just in the comments section in the BFREE page, if you guys are in there in the group, just give some love to these girls, share some insights, share some takeaways. And if you haven't registered for the Fiji promotion, you need to go to your back office, register, and you're looking at helping 30 people in the next 2 to 3 months. So whether you do that by yourself or through duplication, it's up to you. But I'd love to see all of us on here and inspiring some people to get to Fiji, and maybe we can all have a beer there, Linda and Michelle.
Yeah. When's registration for that open till Raws?
I'm not sure. I just saw it was after July 30. So I don't know if you can register the entire way, but
okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All good. Thanks so much, girls. Thanks for everyone for jumping on, and we'll see you same time next week, or actually 5:30 next week.
Yeah. I might be sleeping. Bye.
See you guys.
See ya.